Tuesday marked the beginning of the official campaign period for Japan's upcoming general election. This video will be the first of several talking about the election until voting day comes around on October 31st, so subscribe and click the notification icon to make sure you don't miss out. In this video, we'll look at the basics of the election, like how many seats are being contested in the election, and give a brief overview of which parties are running. The election is for the House of Representatives, the lower chamber of the Diet, or Japan's parliament. It's the first House of Representatives election since October 2017, back when former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe was in power. It is the first national election under Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, who only took office on October 4th, just 15 days ago. Candidates will be campaigning for 465 seats in the House of Representatives, made up of 289 seats in the first-past-the-post electoral district and 176 proportional representation seats. That means 233 seats are needed for a majority, and 261 seats for what is called an absolute stable majority, in which the ruling bloc can have majorities in all permanent committees and dominate their chairmanships. Before the House of Representatives was dissolved on October 14th, the number of seats held by the ruling bloc stood at 305, or just under 66%, with the Liberal Democratic Party, led by Kishida, holding 276 seats, and the junior coalition partner Komeito with 29 seats. Meanwhile, the Constitutional Democratic Party of Japan had 110 seats, the Japanese Communist Party 12 seats, and the Democratic Party for the People with 8 seats. The Social Democratic Party and Reiwa Shinsengumi had 1 seat each. Put together, the opposition camp had 132 seats, or around 28%. Meanwhile, Nippon Ishin no Kai, which is aiming to be a third force in parliament, had 11 seats, while smaller parties and independents made up 14 seats. Kishida said that he considers it to be a victory if the LDP-Komeito coalition gains a simple majority of seats, so it can afford to lose 72 seats and still claim a win. There are 1,051 candidates running in the election, the fewest since the current election system was introduced. There are 857 candidates for first-past-the-post districts, meaning that there are less than 3 candidates per district. There are 187 women running for the lower house, or below 18%. The ruling parties had the lowest proportion of female candidates, with 9.8% for the LDP and 7.6% for Komeito. Women made up 18.3% of CDP candidates, just above the average, while 35.4% of JCP candidates were women. The percentages stood at 14.6% for Ishin, 29.6% for the DPP, and 60% for the SDP. 131 candidates were members of political dynasties, with 99 of them being from the LDP. Political dynasties in this case are defined as cases in which candidates' parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, or uncles and aunts are or were Diet members. The average age of candidates stood at 54.2, slightly higher than in 2017, which is partly due to the fact that there are fewer new candidates. The LDP has candidates in 277 first-past-the-post districts, or around 96%, while Komeito has 9 candidates, so only 3 districts do not have politicians running from the ruling bloc. Of the 3, the Tokyo No. 15 district has the LDP backing 2 independents, while the remaining 2 districts have former LDP members who left the party following a scandal. The CDP has candidates in 214 districts, or just shy of 3/4. The JCP has 105, or around 36%. The opposition parties unified their candidates in 213 districts, putting them in a one-on-one election battle with the ruling bloc in 142 districts and a 3-way battle with Ishin in 71 districts. This is a major achievement for the opposition, as they spent almost a year negotiating to streamline their candidates. Thanks to the prevalence of one-on-one districts, there is a strong emphasis on voters having the choice of who should lead the next government. As Japan uses a parliamentary system, the ruling party or parties in the Diet get to choose the next prime minister. The choice is between Prime Minister Kishida or CDP leader Yukio Edano, whom other opposition parties such as the JCP and the SDP are expected to support in the prime minister selection process. So that's it for my first episode about the general election. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more videos about the race on October 31st.